So today we want to talk about insulin resistance. Now here's why. Because insulin resistance is absolutely an epidemic, all right? We are, as a country, 2/3 of the people are overweight. The rates of diabetes is continuously climbing. The rates of neuropathy is climbing like no other country. We are a country that is 5% of the world's population, but yet we take 80% of the world's pain medication, all right? Now, insulin resistance can lead to all kinds of problems. The number one being diabetes, heart problems, liver problems, kidney problems, and lung problems. And they're even calling diabetes type 2, okay, that can lead to diabetes type 3, which is Alzheimer's, all right? So insulin resistance, how do you know if you are insulin resistant? Here are some of the factors. If your blood sugar is over 100, if you have high blood pressure, if your HDL is below 50, if your triglycerides are over 100, okay? If your A1C is above 5.7, not only are you pre-diabetic, you're getting close to the diabetic now. Here's how it goes. You start with, number one, insulin resistance. Then it moves on and develops into diabetes, okay? And then you become, well, actually pre-diabetic, and then you develop diabetes. And once you develop diabetes, now studies show it's hard to actually reverse, but there's been studies after studies that show people who have naturally reversed diabetes. Overall, how's that even possible? Well, that's something you have to look into, right? But when you are insulin resistant, okay, before you are even pre-diabetic, I want to kind of touch bases on diabetes because insulin resistance leads into diabetes. Diabetes just means you have too much sugar in the blood. Well, by the time you're full-blown diabetic, you have maybe 140 glucose levels, the deciliters, okay? And now, pre-diabetic, maybe like 110, 120, but insulin resistant can be anywhere from 100 to about 110. When you become insulin resistant and when you fall into the pre-diabetic stage, that already means your body is already failing, okay? Your liver's failing, your pancreas is failing, your insulin is failing. Two things you have to really watch out for. Overall health, okay? The first one, number one thing, is instead of looking at just blood glucose levels, look at your A1C because A1C is tracked over time. But the second thing is, how do you know if your body is making too much insulin? It's something called C peptides, okay? The letter C, peptides, all right? Like ABC, C peptides. Why is C peptide so important? Because in order for your pancreas to make insulin, and before it breaks off into actually insulin in the blood, a C peptide connects the insulin when it first comes out of the pancreas. So the byproduct of making insulin are C peptides. And if you have too much C peptides to begin with, already your body is already insulin resistant, all right? On top of that, there's skin tags that your body might have. Remember, low HDL, high triglycerides, okay? These are all combinations of insulin resistance. Now, you might ask, well, Dr. Tam, I have insulin resistance. You know, I have the high blood pressure, the skin tags, the patches of the skin, all right? That's one too. Bad liver enzymes, you have high triglycerides, low HDL, you have high C peptides, and also a high A1C. What do you do? Well, the first thing that you should do is look at some changes in your nutrition. Look at changes in your nutrition. Most people think, oh, I'm going to exercise my way to a healthy body. Exercise may only matter 15 to 20% of the time when you're talking about an inflammatory disease, okay? And when you're talking about disease in the body like diabetes and insulin resistance and pre-diabetes, you have to really 80% of the time change what you eat nutritionally if you want to have an impact on your health, okay? So we have an anti-inflammatory food management plan that you can look into. You can give our office a call, right? But these are all things that you can do, and there's supplementations. I mean, there's so much. It really depends on where your body's at. But those are things, and that's how you know if you have insulin resistance, okay? Those are the 5 things. Follow it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.